Hello and welcome to this edition of the Bourdier Monday Report for March 23rd. The situation in Iran clearly continues to dominate the markets, especially the near blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices have continued their upward trend. This is a global issue, but the damage to Qatar's LNG production capacity, liquefied natural gas, which will take months to repair, is impacting gas prices in Asia and Europe in a way that will be more lasting and thus more damaging. Beyond energy, many raw materials and supply chains are starting to feel the effects of the blockade, including plastics, fertilizers for agricultural production, and even helium, which is essential for semiconductor manufacturing, for example. Overall, the situation is starting to look like that of 2022. You can see here in particular that market expectations for interest rates set by central banks are on the rise. While 3 rate cuts were expected by the end of 2026 in the United States, shown in red, those expectations are now shifting back towards 0. It's worse in Europe, in gray, where the market now expects European central bank rates to be at 2.7% by late 2026, compared to 2% today. This is a negative signal. If the ECB followed this scenario under the guise of fighting rising inflation, credit conditions would tighten and real growth potential would be reduced accordingly. In this context, no asset class held up last week, except for oil, of course. Equities fell by 0.3% in emerging markets and by 4% in Switzerland. Developed sovereign bonds dropped 0.5% in Europe and 0.7% in the US, with the 10-year rate climbing back to 4.4%. And gold is correcting by nearly 9%. In our view, the moment of truth is approaching in this conflict, which the Americans do not support. Donald Trump is eager to wrap things up, and signals, though sometimes contradictory, are emerging that point to possible upcoming negotiations. If no progress is made in this direction within 2 to 3 weeks, the economic and market scenarios for 2026 will have to reflect the consequences. Thank you for your attention. Let's hope for the best and see you next week.